Hello, all my wonderful viewers. How are you all today? This is this video today is going to be a little bit of, well, it's essentially going to be a little bit of therapy for me. Um, I don't know why I feel like addressing this to my viewers and putting it up on YouTube is gonna be therapeutic for me, but I think it's just about sitting and talking about it. I want to talk about something that has been an issue in my life for quite a while, and I've never really addressed and I've never really admitted. So this is me admitting it. I have really bad anxiety about almost everything. Like, really bad anxiety. I'm anxious right now about talking about this. And I also have a really low self-worth. Which is weird. For people who know me in real life, you would never get that. Because I seem to be confident and yada yada yada, and it's lucky me, but I'm really not. Absolutely everything I do, I'm anxious about. Everything. Any conversation I have to have with anyone, I'm worried I'm going to say the wrong thing, I'm going to mess it up. It's all just terrifying for me. Like, every moment of interacting with people is terrifying. Anything. I think everything over my head over and over and over, and people don't understand it. One of the worst things for me is phones, because not only do I have to talk to people, I don't get any social cues, so I don't know what's going on, and so I'm like extra anxious about phones. But that's one of the few anxieties I've shared with people, and they're always like, "We'll just get over it and talk on the phone. It's not a big deal." There's people just don't know how to support it, anxiety, because people don't understand anxiety. I think I don't know. Anyway, let's just move right along. Now I don't even know what to say. I've thought about this. I've been going over this in my head, and now I'm all flustered. I can't even explain the issue because I'm so caught up in my head right now. It's like I just need to take a second, take a breath, recollect, I think. Let's switch over to the low self-worth, because I can think of something to talk about there. Okay, so it's summer, right? It's really hot out. I went and bought myself a whole bunch of muscle shirts because it's hot, and the less clothing you're wearing, the cooler it is, right? So I was wearing those for quite a while because it was cool out, and I knew that they weren't the most flattering thing. I'm a bit overweight, so the muscle shirt kind of shows it off in all the wrong spots, and I was aware of that. But someone quite close to me one day told me that you know those muscle shirts you're wearing really aren't very flattering. And I said, yeah, I know, it's just hot out, and etc etc. And then the person proceeded to tell me that I probably shouldn't wear them out in public anymore. So that destroyed my image so badly. I think I've only worn a muscle shirt once since that's been said to me, and that's been a few months ago. I just haven't had the confidence to wear a muscle shirt since. Like, why do I let a little comment do so much damage to me? It doesn't even make sense. It's stupid. It's insane. Probably shouldn't use the word insane. That's less than ideal. But like, people don't understand. I don't want people to be like walking on eggshells around me. I don't want people to be like worried everything they're gonna say is gonna hurt me, but I do want people to understand that that's a really shitty thing to say, and it's gonna hurt people's feelings. And then maybe I'm just extra sensitive. That's what people tell me all the time. You're just extra sensitive. Stop being so sensitive. Stop focusing on all the negatives. I'm focusing on all the negatives because I'm like torn up inside, thinking of all the terrible things that could happen, without having a feeling like it will work out well. Everything is, I can't talk to this person. I'm going to say something stupid. I can't write an email. What if I miss a spelling mistake? I can't have an opinion about this. Because what if my opinion is wrong? Or what if I can't cite my source? Or what if I don't sound smart? I can't, I just feel trapped all the time. Unable to do the things I want to do because I'm scared of how people react to the things I do. Which is like, I don't even know. Right now I'm worried that I'm babbling and going on too long and no one's going to want to listen to what I have to say. You know what? Fuck this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't talk about what I want to talk about. Nothing's coming out right. I give up. Okay. I'm back. I'm not giving up on this. This is my normal thing, is if something's too difficult, I can't deal with it, I just go back into my shell. I just give up on it. I pretend it's not an issue, and I just try and keep going, and that's what I have to stop doing. This is why I'm making this video. We're jumping back in. I made myself some notes so I can stay on track, and we're going right for this, okay? So, one of the things that I wanted to address, and I couldn't think of before because I lost everything, and now I have notes, so I'm fine. I'm less nervous because I have guidance. Anyway, so I myself gave in to the stigma of mental illness. And yes, I googled stigma. Even though I know what the word means, I googled it to make sure it meant what I thought it meant, so I wouldn't sound like an idiot using the wrong word. Yes, I did that. It's silly. Okay, let's laugh at how silly this is. Let's have a moment of like, bring up no more sadness, bring it all up, okay? It's silly. Anyway, so I myself gave into the stigma and didn't want to have these anxiety problems because I was worried about the way I would like judge myself. It's just right past that, okay? It's weird. One of the other big issues is I've never talked to anyone about this. I've never talked to my family. I haven't talked to my friends because I'm worried about how they'll judge me, how they'll feel about me, what they'll say to me. What if they're not supportive? I don't think I could handle that. I'm already so like wound up. If they're not supportive of me, like I don't even know what I would do. I have no idea what I would do. I don't. I don't sleep. I'm so anxious. If I'm meeting a new person 5 days out, I'm not gonna sleep for maybe very well for the 3 days before I meet a new person. How weird is that? Today I had to get my truck in and I knew it was gonna go badly and I knew it wasn't gonna work well because honestly, like I'm really appreciative that the college I went to will fix my truck, but I know that the mechanic that I had to deal with, not the one that was my teacher, is an asshole, and he's going to make things difficult for me, and that is exactly what he did. So I currently am operating on 1 hour of sleep, because I only managed to sleep for 1 hour last night. And I just make things worse for myself. So every time anything is coming up, whether it's something I'm excited for, nervous for, whatever, I don't sleep because I get all wound up about it. It's the weirdest thing. Another, I'm just trying to give you examples of how silly this is, how unreasonable this is. I'm not going to explain everything to do with anxiety. I'm just trying to, I guess, talk through it myself of how unreasonable some of the things I do. Another great example is, okay, first of all, I was raised to always be on time. If I'm not 10 minutes early, I feel late. That's my own personal thing. I believe that being late for someone shows a lack of respect for the other person's time. Okay, so now you have the background. You know that I'm early for almost everything. If I'm not early for something, I'm anxious about not being early for it. Now, this is what I do. So I get there 10 minutes early. I sit there for 2 or 3 minutes, and then I start checking my phone. I start checking my phone because I'm worried that I got the time wrong. So if the other person is late, I'm where I'm supposed to be at the right time on the right day. I'm now assuming, because they're not here, even though I'm, still 7-8 minutes early, that I have made a mistake. I'm at the wrong place, at the wrong time, the wrong day, whatever. And I sit there, and it gets progressively worse. The later they are, the more I feel like I made a mistake. So it starts out by me checking my calendar, okay? Then I start checking the email or the text from them to make sure that I wrote down the right day. And then I start checking back the calendar to make sure that date lines up with the month. And then I start checking to make sure I'm actually looking at the right month and calendar. This is all going on. I'm like sitting on my phone trying to figure out how I could be stupid enough to make a mistake that the person's not there. When in reality, they're just on time because I'm there early or late. And it has nothing to do with me, but I'm sitting there losing my mind. Like flipping through my phone because I think I fucked up. That's a really big weird thing. Now I'm gonna wrap it up. I gave you a glimpse into the mind of my mindfulness. I don't even know why I said that. Just ignore it. And we're gonna end on a positive note. So now that I've realized the issue, I'm going to address the issue. I'm not gonna let it slide anymore. I'm going to go to my doctor. I'm gonna seek professional help. No, anyway. Now, the issue with this is, to see my doctor, I have to call and make an appointment. We've discussed how I feel about phones, right? Yeah, not great. So I have to conquer this terrible fear to go make an appointment. I then have to go in, and I have to talk to my doctor, who is essentially a stranger and has done some really stupid things that like verge on malpractice, but I can't get a new family doctor because there's a weird thing in our healthcare system where I'm not going into. So I have to go into this stranger who is not very good at his job and explain to him how I feel while being terrified about how he'll respond to how I feel. And currently I have a completely fucked up Achilles. I spent months trying to get him to diagnose it, and it ended with him telling me it was all in my head. I then found another doctor who found out that my Achilles is actually fucked, and it's been a year now. But this doctor that I'm forced to go see to try and get help from, the last time I was in there, he told me it was all in my head, and now I'm going to go in, and I'm going to try and explain something that it truly is all in my head and get help about it. So after I've explained all this anxiety, now imagine how I feel about having to make this phone call and go in and talk to this person to try and seek help. How weird is that? But now I feel like I'm ending on a downer, and I really don't want to end on a downer, so think of like ponies and puppies and unicorns, and smile, and have a good day, and maybe leave me some supportive comments. And maybe I'll feel less stupid about this whole thing. Please? Thanks. Bye.